Hey, welcome to ManKitchenRecipes. I'm Kevin, and today I've got another Pellet Grill Rescue. That's right. This right here is a 2009 Traeger. My brother-in-law worked with a guy that's just getting rid of it, didn't want it, is giving it away for free. Asked me if I want it. Of course I want it. You know, why wouldn't I? Worst case scenario, if I couldn't get it working, you could use this as a charcoal grill, right? Or let it go to the landfill. I don't like to do that. So, let me just show you around on this thing. Okay, so here it is. Somebody had added a temp gauge here. I don't believe that's standard. This thing's there. All the pieces are here. The old grease pan, that's old. It's looking pretty cruddy. Now, I've already done some investigating on this. And what's happening with this is, and the guy said it too, is this has a huge temp swing. Like it'll go up, it swings 60 to 80 degrees. So I've already tested that. It absolutely does. Now this controller here, I'm not sure if this is the regular controller or not. This may have been replaced over the years, but it does have an off switch, but it doesn't turn off. You have to unplug it. And as soon as you plug it in, it comes on. But these temp gauge, the temps work, you know, it'll go to 225. It'll say 225 here. But as it's going, I've tested it with just a regular temp gauge that you'd use in your oven. I've used my Tenergy. I had this inside there. And I watched it for hours. And it would go. I changed out all the pellets. I cleaned out the pot. And it would fluctuate. It would go up to 300 degrees. It would drop down to, like, if I set it at 225, it'd go up to 280, 300, and then it would drop down to 210. So, yeah, and then it'd go right back up, and then it'd come down. So I thought, well, it's a good-sized grill, too. Like I said, I mean, nothing else. You can make a charcoal grill. So anyway, I started looking, and the temp probe in here was filthy dirty. So I cleaned it all off thinking, well, maybe it just had too much crust on there. Cleaned it off. That didn't do it. It still fluctuated. It helped. I think it only fluctuated by about 60 when I cleaned that off. So instead, like a temp probe is only like, shoot, I think $10 to $15 on Amazon. Controller, they fluctuate. You can get a real expensive one. This is not PID, so I ordered another universal controller, and this is what I ended up purchasing. Has an on-off switch, it has a shutdown cycle, and yeah, it's just universal. It was 35 bucks. 35 bucks came with the temp probe. The temp probe, and it also came with the igniter, but the igniter works fine on there, so I have an extra igniter if that ever goes out. So let's go over how you replace this and that. It's very easy, even if you're not, you know, technically inclined. Pellet grills are basic. They have a controller, a motor, and a fan, and an auger. And that's basically it. Your controller controls everything. So on the new controller, that's it. That's your, like, your main board right there, right? And this one even comes with an extra fuse. The fuse on that is not blown. So let's take that off and get this on. You know, it's plug and play. You take that off, you put these on, you match the colors, as long as the colors match, and then you replace the temp probe. So yeah, let's take that one out first. Okay, so first thing we got to do is take these screws out. You know, when taking stuff apart, it already doesn't work. So don't be afraid. Like I said, if you ruin it, well, you can either take it to the dump or you can use it as a charcoal grill. Now, I'm thinking this one was worked on before, because I did look underneath. There was no plate, and all the wires are loose. They're not all like zip tied together or anything. That's why I think this might be an aftermarket. So when you're replacing any kind of controller, just unplug one plug at a time. Okay, oh, look at here. See? This even has some bare wires on it. Any of the other? Oh yeah, that right there as well, almost. Okay, so sometimes you'll have to stick a screwdriver in there to break them loose, but I think Okay, so this one, I think it has been off. So anyway, purple wire, white wire. Here's my new controller. It does have a purple and a white. So we're gonna plug that in. Okay, that looks like a red wire and a white wire. Okay, there's a red and white. I think this has been apart. These shouldn't come apart that easily. You should have to probably press down inside of here with like a little screwdriver or something to get them pulled apart. All right, so what do I have left? I have a yellow wire. I don't have a yellow on my new one, but I have a yellow on the old one. So there's two things you can do. I think underneath here you can see which wires are coming off. It might even tell you. But on here, this is the old one, the yellow. I don't know if I can get you to see this or not. Yellow actually says orange, ORG. It's right above that yellow wire. It says ORG. So orange, right? Well, I have an orange wire, so let's unplug this one and connect our orange wire, right? Okay. And that leaves us with a black and a white. That one doesn't come out very far. I do have a black and white on my new one. So I'm going to reach under there. All right. That came off. So let's get my new one in there. It's right here. So let's get the new one in there. Okay. And there's still one wire hooking on here. This is the old one. And this is the temp probe. So you just want to unscrew these little screws as far as you can. And then they'll pop out. Okay. I noticed on my new one, these are bare wires. So this type of connection on the end. So those will go in nice. All right, so that's that part. Now we have our temp probe. So let's take that out. Okay, so if you look at the temp probe, it only has one screw holding it on, and then down underneath there's a wire, and it goes through the sidewall. I don't know if I could see that or not. See that goes through the sidewall right there. Right there. All right, so we're going to unscrew this and then pull that wire through. All right, you still with me? It's the Phillips head. Okay, that's just spinning, so yeah, there's a nut underneath there, so just hold the nut. Okay. Keep the screw and the nut right here. And then if I pull this up and through, so note on which hole your wire is going through. And then you can see right through here in between is that wire. So I'm just going to pull it on out. Okay. All right, easy peasy, right? So you're going to take your new temp probe and go right back through that hole. I'm going to pull that through most of the way, and then find that hole underneath right there, which feeds through this wall. Can you see it? There it is right there. So I'm going to try to get this fed through. I did take my grate out, so my fingers are dirty, and it's getting my white wire nice and dark. I don't know if you can see that in there or not. Anyway, you want to feed this through. It looks like it goes all the way down to the bottom down there, and we'll be able to grab it from underneath. Okay, I'm just going to keep pushing it until we got it through, so that we can get our temp probe installed, which once you pull this all the way through, we'll have to install the screw. Well, this temp probe is a lot taller, but again, this is just a universal probe, so I don't think the height is going to make that much of a difference. Stick the screw in there and then try to hold the nut underneath. See if you can get it started. Looks like I might have got it started. Okay, and then tighten it down. Okay, doesn't have to be super tight. All right, now let's go underneath. Okay, we're underneath here, and that's the fan motor right there. That's what blows the air to keep your temperatures. And then this fan, there's a fan here. That's your auger, and it should be loose like that. So if you see it's loose, don't worry. That's where the auger is. Okay, and then right up here is my wires coming through. So just reach up in there, gently pull them through until you get it. I can't see because the sun is shining right in my eyes. Okay, I think that's all the way through. I'll double check on top. Right. Yep, that goes all the way through. We don't have any kinks or anything inside of there. So you just want to double check you don't have a big wad of wire out here. Okay, so this is our wire right here. And we want to run it so that I think I can just run it up and through this hole. Okay, what you want to make sure is that you're not hitting any of the fans. So I've got it right here, right there. Okay, right there. And we'll connect it to the controller. So we're back in the front. These are my wires right here. Here's my controller, and there's the same screws that the old one had. So you want to make sure they're backed out all the way. And they'll fit right inside of here. Okay, so I think I'll just stick one in there and tighten it down. Okay, not super tight. Well, tight enough so it doesn't come back out. Stick the other one in there. On these it doesn't matter. They're not color coded. So either hole works. Okay, and that's it. We got all our wires connected, we got our temp probe wire connected, and now all there is to do, well, this isn't the end. I mean, we need to button these wires up. I need to make sure these aren't going to hit any fans or anything. All the excess wire from this temp probe. And then we want to just get this inside of here. Just like that, and look at there. When you're buying a universal, make sure, kind of measure it, see if it's going to be the same. It's universal, so it should, as long as you have that vertical controller and not the horizontal one like some of the other ones have. Then you just want to put the screw back in. If you can turn a screwdriver, you should be able to do this. Okay, there's that. Now I'm going to go underneath and make sure nothing is hitting, and we'll turn it on. So here we are installed. I just went under and made sure my wires are not hitting any of the fans. I'm trying to block this with my shadow because the sun is shining right on it. I will zip tie those together off camera. Okay, so when you turn it on, nothing's going to happen until you turn it to smoke. And there you go. You can see smoke this has the P levels up to 5. 4 should be a good, that's what Pit Boss's, I don't know what Traeger's default is, but Pit Boss's is 4, and you can play around with the P setting if you want. Anyway, let's see if this thing will smoke up. There we go, it's smoking. As soon as the flame hits, I'm going to turn this up to 250, and yeah, let's make some poppers. Okay, so I got this Traeger. We're gonna do the maiden cook on it. I'm gonna make some poppers. Another pro tip for you, feet up. If you're gonna put it on here, that way if it's on your grate, you can move it wherever you want it without it sticking on the grate. Okay, let's get these inside. All right, let's get these in there. This is what I'm talking about. If you have the feet up, you can slide these wherever you need it. Just gonna put those right there. Probably take about, I don't know, from 1 to 2 hours. I got it at 275. Hour and a half on this Traeger. Look at that. These are done. Look at those poppers. This Traeger is back in action. Okay, sorry, I got the sun shining right on me. I could stand over here. There's the Traeger right there. We did those poppers. They turned out fantastic. I'm not doing a taste test for you because this is about the Traeger getting it revived, man. This thing really was fluctuating. Now it does fluctuate 10 to 15 degrees, which is totally normal, especially back in 2009. So yeah, hey, I cleaned it up a tiny bit, but you know, with a little bit of soap and water, I can get that thing, and maybe even some that mineral oil, food grade mineral oil. I'll wipe it on there and make it look brand new. Okay. All right, sorry this was so long, but I wanted to show you exactly how to do it in case you need to change out a controller on one of your pellet grills. Don't throw them away. Or if somebody's throwing them away, say, yeah, I'll take it, and try to fix it. I mean, if you paid nothing for it, you may spend $35 for a controller, a probe, and I didn't need the igniter, but the igniter came with it. The igniter, you know, it's a little more involved to replace the igniter, but it's not that hard, honestly. Okay, thanks for checking this out. Again, if somebody's offering you a free pellet grill that doesn't work, take it. Most of the time it's a clogged auger or the igniter or the temp probe or the control board. All right, have a great day.